Good morning to you. Well, a fairly old busy weekend I've had off to Texas for a couple of days to catch up with Russell Crowe, who's recording an album there with his band 30-odd Foot of Grunts. We'll have more on that in a moment. But first, it's not even 3 years since a little-known Irish group called the Corrs visited this country to promote a song called Runaway. Well, 3 top-selling albums later, a string of hit singles and frequent visits to this country have proved that the Corrs are one of Australia's favourite Irish exports. We've taken them to our hearts, and I think the feeling is kind of mutual. I caught up with Sharon, Andrea, Caroline and Jim just before they flew out of Sydney. It's lovely to have you back. Is this a part of the job and the process that you enjoy, or do you love it or loathe it, talking about yourselves and what you've just been doing in the studio?
Talking about ourselves wouldn't be our favourite thing, but certainly travelling and experiencing different cultures is a wonderful part of the job. You know, you get fed up talking about yourself, but it's part of the job. You get used to it.
The product pretty much speaks for itself, though. I mean, the new album is doing enormously well. It must be a relief almost to spend so much time writing and recording and to go in and for it to be received so well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we spent nearly a year on this record, and we did it in Dublin, which was fantastic. But we really wanted to make it right, and we, you know, if there was some songs we didn't think were right, we'd go back and do it again and again and again, and we kept going over them, and finally we're very happy with this record. So it's doing well, so we're really happy.
You've done this terrific new video, but I gather there were a few problems along the way. Andrea?
Well, it was extremely hot, of course, when it's out in the desert, and it was a 2-day shoot, and you know, with the lights, the makeup, and cameras, I really couldn't take it, and neither could Sharon. Eventually, we both were about to collapse on the second day, so. We were fine. It was heat exhaustion, really. You know, it was just too much on dark hair, I think.
Where was the desert?
Mojave.
How have you changed over the years, do you think?
I mean, personally?
I don't know. Musically, personally? Older, wiser?
We're used to a different life now as well. You know, life has changed. I don't think we've changed integrally. I think people's perception of us has changed. You know, so... A number of things have changed. You know, it's easier to get, you know, a table in a restaurant on Saturday night at the last minute. You know, it's easier to get into a club and get a VIP section, you know, all to yourself. It's, you know, things have changed like that, but...
That makes it sound great.
I know, it's lonelier.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, you know, it's like, you know, those are kind of the little perks, you know, those type of things have changed, but I don't think we've changed. We just want to be as good as we always have been at what we do and get better, you know, that's what's most important to us.
When you start out, you're hungry, you're ambitious, you really want to make it. But once you have made it, do you lose some of your drive?
I think you drive yourself more because your audience is bigger, so you want to, you know, you want to be as good as the immense audience you've got listening to your music, you know, so I think you push yourself harder. You've got to live up to this, you know, reaction.
You're getting married? Men of Australia will be horrified to learn that.
Well, I mean, ever since I've been coming out to Australia, I've been going out with the same guy, so I'm just marrying him now. That's the only difference.
Andrea, you seem to be never far away from the headlines in the UK and Europe, you know, who you're going out with and da-da-da-da, the most beautiful woman in the world, all that sort of thing.
I don't really know. I think sometimes the media attention in Britain can be difficult. You know, I can literally sit with anybody and they're my future husband, you know, but it's entertainment. You know, if people are entertained, that's okay.
I can relate to your predicament. You lost your mum late last year. Must have been terrific having each other to cling to, but obviously a very difficult time.
It's very difficult. I mean, it was obviously, I mean, There's not really many words to describe that. If you've been through it, you know it and you understand it. It was a huge shock to us. We knew she was ill, but we had always, you know, every sort of word that we'd gotten was that this was highly curable, but she had a very, very rare lung disease. I mean, obviously for us it was really dreadful, you know.
So when are you bringing your guitars, whistles, violins and whatnot back to Australia?
It's a great country and we really identify with the people. I think we're very similar people and we've loved it. So we're really hoping to get back in February.
Well, safe travel. We look forward to seeing you then.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
The Corrs, Sharon, Andrea, Caroline and the other bloke, always great to talk to them. They're really nice people. I wish I could tell you the gag that just went down in the studio. But their album In Blue is in stores now and doing enormous business. Now back to